If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of. We are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3. I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of. We are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3. I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. You'll always have my shoulder when you cry. I'll never let go, never say goodbye. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3. I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. You can count on me 'cause I can count on you.
Hello everybody, I hope you're all okay. Happy New Year, Blwyddyn Newydd Dda. I'm sorry I haven't been able to see all of you this week, but I know listening to your teachers and your teaching assistants, they've been so impressed with all the work that you've been doing at home this week with your online learning. So much effort, so much creativity, resilience, independence, working on your own, and everybody in our school trying their very best to keep up with their learning and keep making progress. Well done to each and every one of you. You've been absolutely remarkable this week, all of you. And I know that's going to continue now for the next few weeks while school remains closed. Now, your teachers have been telling me about some of the wonderful things that you've been doing online, and I've asked them to make a really difficult choice. I've asked them to choose a merit winner this week. So for the first part of the assembly, I'm just going to announce who our winners are this week. Don't worry if your name isn't mentioned. Unfortunately, the teachers can only choose one, because you'll know yourselves if you've done your very best this week. And hopefully, you'll feel really good about knowing that you've put all that effort in. So let's find out. Now my screen is up here, so I'm going to read from that. Firstly, in Mrs. Hammond's class in reception, Mrs. Hammond has chosen Hallam Perigo for being an innovator. That means he's thought of something new. Hallam created an excellent experiment by freezing water in different sized containers to see which would freeze first. Fantastic, Hallam, well done to you. In Mrs. Chin Adams's class, Zachary Heath has been chosen for being an ambitious learner. Zachary's completed all the challenges he's been set about money this week, and he's demonstrated that he's really capable. He understands about money. I could do with some help there, Zachary. He's even completed work that wasn't set. He's done some things himself. Diane, Zachary, says Mrs. Chin Adams. Next to Mr. Pennell's class, and in Mr. Pennell's class, Ruari Hunt has been chosen as an ambitious learner this week. He's worked so hard with all the work he's been sent. Mr. Pennell's been particularly impressed with his writing. Mummy sent a video of him sounding out the most difficult words. He used a growth mindset to overcome the challenge of spelling them. Gwaith ardderchog oithnos amorari, Diane to you. Good boy. Next, in Year 1, we've got Mrs. Gillies and Mrs. Davis's choice, and this week they've chosen James Granville for a super research project on worms. What an ambitious learner he is, they say. He has used his labelling, creative and writing skills to teach us all new worm facts. He's also made his very own worm farm, worm art and worm jelly. James has also practiced his learn it every day. Diane James, good boy to you. Next, in Mr. Chin Adams' class, it's Georgia Mackenzie for making a great effort with her work on worms and the wormery. She's been doing really great work using J2E to write about what she's used and how she did it. Next up, adding images to her work. Watch this space, says Mr. Chin Adams. Now in Year 2, Mrs. Thomas has chosen Noah Blee. He's excelled this week in all areas and produced written work to a very high standard. His postcard from the little boat was excellent, and he made good use of the thesaurus to improve his choice of words. Gwaithgweek, Noah, says Mrs. Thomas. Good boy. Next to Miss Drew, who's chosen Grace Whitfield. An ambitious learner, Grace has completed every task set this week, even with her parents working as well. She's tried her very best in every task and completed a lovely postcard using some interesting adjectives. Well done, Grace, and well done, Mum and Dad too. Next to Year 3 and Mrs. Hatfield. I'm going to say the name at the end. I'm going to give the description first. Although Mrs. Hatfield has been impressed by everyone's commitment this week, one learner has stood out for their motivation to learn, completing every task and keenly participating in our class meets with a huge smile and a loud voice. Congratulations to Elliot Wyatt. Well done, Elliot. Really pleased to see that. Good boy, you keep that going. Next to Mrs. Westgarth and Mrs. Udry, who've chosen Harmony Moon. She's been a creative contributor this week. She's completed all of her work, but teachers were particularly impressed with her fantastic version of The Great Wave off Kanagawa in her cool session. Gwaithgweich, Harmony. Good girl, well done. There's a lovely photograph of you here as well. I'm sorry I can't share it at the moment. Next to Year 4 and Miss Roberts, who's chosen Alexis Ruckley. She's shown that she's an ambitious learner this week, completing and engaging in all her activities to the best of her ability. Not only has she engaged thoroughly all week, she's also made sure she's keeping active and well, enjoying a 10-kilometre bike ride. Gwaith da, Alexis. Well done. Hope your legs have recovered now. Next to Miss Gowman's class, and Miss Gowman has chosen Aidan Turton for interacting well during team meets and for going above and beyond with his learning, especially his Welsh, where he made his own Google slide with pictures and Welsh weather words. Well done, Aidan. That is fantastic. Good boy, going that extra mile. Next to Miss Parker in Year 4, who's chosen Daniel Micklewright. He's challenged himself this week, not just completing the work, but by always doing his very best and completing it to the best of his ability. Keep up the good work, Daniel, says Miss Parker. Well done to you. Next to Miss Drew, who's chosen Naim Saka for being an ambitious and capable learner. Naim has attended all his meetings this week and has completed all of his work to a very high standard. Miss Drew has been particularly impressed with his maths work, where he's continually challenged himself with Chili Challenge number 3. Super Naim, says Miss Drew. Good boy. Next to Mrs. Kennard and Mrs. Seymour, and both teachers have chosen Ethan Kagazi this week. An ambitious and capable learner, Ethan has completed all of his tasks with enthusiasm, but also playing an important part in the live lessons. His sentence structure work has been particularly impressive. Diane Ethan, say both teachers. Good boy. Next to Mrs. Wright in Year 5, who's chosen Kevin Feng for always being on time every day to complete his online learning activities. Always enthusiastic, contributing ideas and challenging himself to do his work to the very best of his ability. Well done, Kevin. That's all we can ask. Good boy. Up to Year 6 now, and Mr. Bouse has chosen Daniel Wells, who's attended every lesson, completed all of his work, battles through technical issues, and has created an amazing video of himself cooking a World War II recipe. Fantastic, Daniel. Well done. Pleased to read that. Next to Mrs. Tune and Mrs. Featherstone, who've chosen Ari this week for attention to detail. He hasn't just been completing his work, he's really thinking carefully about his answers and has explained his maths thinking so clearly. Super analytical skills. Well done, Ari, say both teachers. Good boy. Now to Mrs. Hunt and Mrs. Charles, who've both chosen Libby this week. She is a healthy, confident individual. She's attended all of the online lessons and contributed many times during each session. The work she has produced has been of great quality. Well done, Libby, say both teachers. Good girl. Now to HIRB, and the teachers there have chosen Faizan for this week for being an ambitious and capable learner. Faizan attended all of his meetings this week and persevered with his work even when he had internet difficulties. Well done, Faizan. Good boy. And finally, Mrs. Asa Farley has chosen Amelie Roberts for being an ambitious and capable learner. Amelie has worked so hard to complete all the work that Mrs. Asa Farley has sent this week. Diane. Actually, that's for Mrs. Hassan. Sorry, not Mrs. Asa Farley, it's Mrs. Hassan. Well done to you, Amelie. And well done to all of you, as I've said. What a week it's been. Now, you've probably heard the news, boys and girls, that school will remain closed for most of you for another 3 weeks. And that's to keep us all really safe at home. So for the next 3 weeks, you'll be carrying on doing your home learning that your teachers are providing for you. I know there's lots going on, lots of different things, lots of variety, lots of things to keep you learning, lots of things to keep you fit and healthy. Please try and take part in all of the sessions that your teachers are providing. You can get to see your teachers and your teaching assistants, you get to see your friends, and most importantly, you keep safe and you keep learning. Okay, I'll be looking forward to hearing all about your efforts again next week from all of your teachers. Now, I'd also like to, in this little assembly, just to read a short little book to you all, which hopefully you'll find helpful. It's called a mindfulness book. So whenever you're listening to this recording, find yourself a nice comfy seat in a nice quiet part of your house. Could be in your bedroom, anywhere you like in your house. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to find a nice comfy quiet space. Settle yourselves down. Are you there yet? Yes, I can see you all there. Fantastic. Now, my story this afternoon is called Sleep Easy. Because I don't know about you, but because our routines are all over the place at the moment, I've sometimes found it a little bit hard to get to sleep at night. So this book is going to help us all to learn how to do some things that will help us to sleep if we are struggling a little bit. Here we go. Have you ever had a hard time trying to get to sleep? Sometimes our busy minds can keep us awake with thoughts and worries and jumbles and mumbles and, well, anything you can think of, really. The children in this story are twins, Billy and Betty. They sometimes have this problem. When Billy goes to bed, his head can be full of wandering thoughts. I wonder if I'll be picked for the football team. I wonder what presents I'll get for my birthday, thinks Billy. And Betty is kept awake by a worry lorry driving around in her head. Can I do my work? Does Susan like me? Will I ever fall asleep? Mum, help! We're wide awake. Will we ever fall asleep? They say. Now Mum knows a thing or two about a good night's sleep. Come on, kids, let's get you back to bed, she said. I'll show you an easy-peasy way to drift off to dreamland. The twins climbed back into their bed, curious about how to settle their racing minds. Now close your eyes and lie in a comfy position, says Mum. Go on, try it. If you feel comfortable, your whole body will start to relax. Betty lies on her back, Billy on his side. Do you have a favourite bedtime posture? A way of lying in your bed? Is it on your tummy, maybe? Or stretched out like a cat in the sun? Whatever you're most comfortable with, try it now. The adventure continues. Notice the feeling of your skin against the sheets, says Mum. What about your fingers? What about your toes? Do they tingle? Or maybe do they feel warm or cold? Betty's legs are a little achy from so much skipping and running. She hadn't noticed that until now. Billy notices how warm he feels, and his skin is still tingling from his bubble bath. There's so much to notice in the body if you decide to pay attention to it. Right now, what are you noticing? Before long, the wonders and worries and jumbles and mumbles return. Don't worry if your minds get busy again, says Mum. See if you can notice your thoughts as they come and go. Watching thoughts is a bit like watching clouds in the sky. They appear from nowhere and sail past and then just disappear. The children watch their thoughts coming and going. Now, thoughts can be words, pictures, voices, memories, plans, anything that makes your minds cloudy. Just as you can't stop clouds from forming in the sky, you can't stop thoughts from appearing in your mind, says Mum. So just allow them to come and to go. You can even smile at your thoughts. Yes, even the not so nice ones. After all, they're only thoughts. Right now, what thoughts do you notice? Close your eyes. See which thoughts are floating by. Remember, these aren't real. They're just thoughts. Now that you've noticed your busy mind, says Mum, there's something else you need to find. Billy wonders what this can be. And where is it? Is it under his bed? Mum giggles. Don't be silly, Billy. What you need to find is much closer to you than that. Is it under the pillow? Asks Betty. It's right under your nose, says Mum. And it's also in your nose. You can't see it, but you can feel it. Billy and Betty suddenly get the answer. It's our breath, they say. Whatever you do, wherever you go, your breath is always with you. And if you move your attention from your busy mind and into your breathing, you'll make a very interesting discovery. Billy and Betty are about to find out what that is. Imagine you are doctors inspecting your breath, says Mum. Can you feel your breath moving in your belly? Is it smooth like silk or wobbly like jelly? Maybe it's long, or maybe it's short, or warm or cool. Betty notices that her breath feels cool and smooth, like chocolate milkshake sliding down her throat into her belly. At first, Billy can't easily feel his breathing, so he puts his hand on his belly, and now he can feel his breath rising and falling like a balloon, inflating and deflating. How does your breath feel now? Notice it moving in your nose, or in your chest, or maybe in your belly. After a few moments of paying attention to their breathing, the children make a very interesting discovery. There are no busy thoughts in the belly, no worries or jumbles or mumbles. There is peace and quiet, and the gentle feeling of breathing. All this peace and quiet is making them sleepy. Mum tucks them in and turns down the light. Before I leave, one last tip for having the best night's sleep, she says. What's that? Asked the children sleepily. Once you've made friends with your breath, try to remember 3 nice things that happen to you in the day. They can be big or they can be small. Betty remembers the taste of the fruity lollipop she had after lunch, and how good it felt when her teacher said, "Well done for trying so hard on your online learning." She enjoyed playing with her puppy. That was nice too. Billy smiles as he recalls the fun he had banging the drums in his music class, and it was exciting to get an invitation to a friend's birthday, and he couldn't think of a third thing. But it didn't take him long to realise the third nice thing was happening right now. He was comfy and sleepy in bed, making friends with his breath. I'd like you to think about 3 nice things that have happened to you today. It doesn't matter how small these might be. Remembering these 3 nice things before you try to get to bed and sleep will help you to relax your body and your mind. Now, I hope, boys and girls, you've got more than 3 nice things that you'll be thinking about when you go off to bed tonight. It's really important for us all to have really good sleep. So hopefully some of those things will help if some of you are struggling to get off to sleep this evening. Thank you for watching this short recording of an assembly this week. Next week there'll be another one where we'll announce the merit winners and there'll be another little story. In the meantime, keep in touch, stay safe and stay learning. Au revoir everyone. Au revoir.